Is it possible to go 20-0 in Madden 26 using this filter? AC Shear's on like day 30. I'm on day 3. So if I get it before him, make sure that you comment and let him know. We're going to start here. I think we're going to go with Christian Gonzalez. I think that just like positional equity, that is a pretty good start off there. Then we're going to go... Let's try the Panthers. I think that the Panthers have a relatively good defense for their schedule. They have a last place schedule in the NFC South, so that's pretty good. Here we're going to go with Josh Allen. That is the obvious pick from there, although we had Justin Jefferson and Derrick Henry in that as well. Broncos offensive line. All right, I think we got something going here. We'll see how we feel about this Panthers pick, but I feel pretty good about it so far. Here we'll go with Devonta Smith as our hopefully wide receiver 3, but I think that's not a bad pick. Myles Garrett had a couple good options there, but we'll go Myles Garrett. So pretty good defense now. Best on the line and off the line. Josh Jacobs, I guess, as a running back will be pretty good. So hopefully we can get some better wide receivers. We'll go Amon-Ra here. I think that maybe tight end might have been better for the Lions there, but Amon-Ra is a good option. I guess Zach Ertz will be our tight end. We have two good wide receivers. We'll see if we can finish it off with one more. Ja'Marr Chase is about as good as you can get. All right, can we go 20-0 with this? All right, so here is our depth chart, and I actually am feeling pretty good about this one. I want to check the schedule before we go because we'll see about how this... I thought the Titans were going to have a really easy schedule. They didn't. Thought that the Panthers have a really easy schedule. We'll see if that's the case. But my logic is pretty tight on this one, and the Panthers have a better team than the Titans did. So anyway, obviously we get Josh Allen again. We got lucky to get Josh Allen again. We've got a couple 99s. I think we had Jahmyr Gibbs on the first one. We've been getting lucky with getting some high-end talent on them for sure. Josh Jacobs as a running back, we'll see. I think that that's pretty good. But the good thing about the Panthers is you get Chuba Hubbard, I like to call him Chuba Hubbard, as a backup, which is good. Obviously, we got Ja'Marr Chase, which it's pretty easy to get Ja'Marr Chase if you target him because you're going to get, there's 3 spots for wide receiver, and you're going to do 10 spins. So once out of the 10 spins, you really have I don't know if this math is right, but to me, it's 1 out of 30. It's less than that, but 1 out of depending on how early you pick a wide receiver, 1 out of 30 spins is to end on the Bengals. There's 32 teams. The likelihood that happens is pretty high. So wide receivers are the easiest ones to get, I would say, and we kind of see that play out. They also have a lot of top-end wide receivers. But I like this one. Ja'Marr Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Devonta Smith, I think, is a really good wide receiver core. Zach Ertz, not necessarily the best, but again, tight end, how important is that? Zach Ertz can at least get you some touchdowns, you know that. Then we get the Broncos offensive line. One of the things that's interesting, I'm not going to use it, but the backup left guard that stays on the Panthers anyway is better than Ben Powers, who is, I think, the second highest paid player on the Panthers or on the Broncos offensive line. So that's interesting, but I'm not going to cheat it. He's going to start because that is how it's supposed to go. We see the offensive line here. That's great. Really the only weakness here. Okay, so we have the left edge, which it's pretty good. 76, 77 is not, well, he shouldn't be starting, right? It should be the 77. This is the left edge. Then you get Myles Garrett, which helps quite a bit. Yes, Myles Garrett is still on the Browns in Madden 26, so when I spin on the Browns, you're still going to get Myles Garrett. That's great. But you also get Derrick Brown, who's one of the best D tackles in the game. The only weakness here is this Sam position, which isn't necessarily great, but I think I'll just start Barnes as the Sam, and then it's fine. The linebackers are the weakest part of the Panthers defense, but then we get Christian Gonzalez and J.C. Horn. Pretty damn good, right? Pretty damn good for corners. Not to mention the backups are pretty good, and then the safeties aren't bad either. Strong safety isn't great, but all in all, I think it's a really good team that we've put together here with the Panthers. Now, one thing that I noticed in one of the recent videos that AC Shear did, which, again, someone said that I'm copying AC Shear, just stealing content. I'm not stealing content. I'm using the challenge that he's using to make my own video. I'm not taking anything from him, and I'm giving him credit on all the videos. But one of the things that I saw him do was he said, or at least he said that he had changed up the schemes to fit his team, which I hadn't been doing previously, and that was one of the issues that why I wasn't wanting to go after Lamar Jackson, because he wasn't running the ball. This time, again, I'm also new to Madden, so I'm not really, or new to this Madden, I should say, and I don't really play Madden that often. I wanted to see, like, okay, what is he talking about? So I went in here and I found that the scheme fit that we had originally was like a 65. This scheme fit is an 84%. And I think that, like, it works well for our archetype strong arm. That's Josh Allen. I don't know who our backup quarterback is, but it fits for everybody that we have pretty damn well. So I'm excited to see how much that improves our offense, but I also want to see what our schedule looks like. I know that we start off at Jacksonville, which is not great, and we do play at the Patriots, which is not super great. But other than that, Cowboys, not a super tough game. The Bills, but we have Josh Allen, so I feel good about that. That's a tough game against the Packers, but we have Josh Jacobs, although they get Rico Dowdle in exchange, so maybe not. That could be a loss there. 49ers, Rams, okay, those are tough games. 49ers, Rams, Seahawks. You have to play the NFC West, which makes it a little bit more difficult. Other than that, I don't think it's necessarily that terrible, and I think that with the Panthers' base defense, we should be able to get a Super Bowl, which is really my goal here. 20-0 seems a little bit unrealistic for this team and with this schedule, but I would say that Super Bowl is definitely within the realm of possibilities. Let's sim to the midseason, see where we're at. Maybe we started undefeated this last time and had a rough end of the season, but we still ended with 3 losses. See if we can get into that range and see if we can make a run. This is our first time playing in the NFC as well, so see if we can make a run in the NFC. Let's go to midseason. We've started undefeated. Yet again, we've started undefeated. Some close games to start. We win by 3 over Jacksonville. Josh Allen throws for 210 yards, no touchdowns, but Josh Jacobs runs for a touchdown. Did we kick a bunch of field goals? 3 field goals. So we must have scored a defensive touchdown? How did we score this other? How did we get this other touchdown? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I'm just missing something. How did we score this other touchdown? There was no passing touchdowns in the game. Was it a punt return touchdown? How do I figure this out? We scored 2 red zone offensive TDs. How? They scored 2 passing touchdowns. This doesn't make any sense. Somehow we scored another touchdown. That's great content. But somehow we scored another touchdown. Not exactly sure how that happened. Josh Allen doesn't do well. Gets outplayed by Jacoby Brissett in our next game. But somehow we still end up winning because Chuba Hubbard ran in for 3 touchdowns. 5 carries, 3 touchdowns. That is a day in fantasy for sure. Then we crushed the Dolphins. We went against the Patriots, so one of the games we were worried about. Went against the Cowboys, one of the games we were worried about. But really, we have our first tough game here against the Bills. I feel good about it because we have Josh Allen and they have Bryce Young, so we feel better about that. But it starts a rough run here. So starting off undefeated is obviously a good thing, but I don't know that necessarily guarantees that we're going to go undefeated because we had some close games here. But it's a good start. We're 7-0 so far. Let's sim to the playoffs, see what our record looks like, see if we have a chance at least a Super Bowl. All right, it looked pretty good. I want to react to it. I haven't seen it, but I want to react to it with you. It looked pretty good. 1 loss to the Bucks at home. 16-1. What happened here? Why did we lose this game? Josh Allen has a good game. Bucky Irving. What ends up happening? How did they beat us? We got down. We just had a terrible first 3 quarters. Tried to make a comeback. we're not able to do it, and they end up getting the win 23-17. Otherwise, we're undefeated, 16-1. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. We had a pretty great spin for everything outside of tight end, maybe running back. But everything else was about ideal for what you want. And the Panthers' schedule worked out pretty well. We crushed the Niners. We beat the Seahawks. We beat the Rams by 2 scores. Everything outside of a divisional game at home, we won. I think that the Panthers is not a bad decision. Now, again, I think that with most teams, we do pretty well with this lineup that we had. Maybe we could improve at tight end. I don't know how much that helps us, but that obviously wouldn't hurt us. And I guess a better running back, but we got one of the better running backs in the game. So, pretty good. We do end up with the 1 seed in the NFC. I think we're on the way for a Super Bowl, but we could have a matchup. I don't know. You can't really see it down there, but that's the Bucs in the 5th seed. We could have a matchup against the Bucs. That was the only loss that we have to avenge. I'm also looking at the Chargers over there. At some point, I'm gonna get the Chargers, and we're gonna try it with the Chargers because we're not accomplishing the challenge here. But can we at least get a Super Bowl? All right, so Tampa lost. Tampa lost to the Lions 35-19. So that's taking care of business. We will then play against the Packers, who the Cardinals were the 3 seed. I don't really know how to feel about that, but the Cardinals were the 3 seed. They played the Packers, who beat them 32-3. We beat both of those teams in the regular season in order to get to where we're at. We beat the Packers on the road. We get the Packers at home this time, so maybe we should be feeling good about that. But let's see if we can actually beat them here. We do get the win, so we're moving on to the NFC Championship game. We were in the AFC Championship game in our last attempt. We're in the NFC Championship game against the 2 seed Giants. The Giants sim well as well. I'm looking at the Giants. I'm looking at the Chargers. These are some teams that I'm interested in trying this with in the future, but the Panthers were a pretty good pick. How did we do here? So Josh Allen gets us a touchdown. We get 2 rushing touchdowns from Josh Jacobs and Chuba Hubbard. We run the ball quite a bit with those 2. Rico Dowdle does have a better game than I would say both of them, but doesn't get the touchdown, so we end up getting the win. But Amon-Ra St. Brown does well. Jamar Chase does well. Devonta Smith does well. Pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how things went there. Derek Brown gets 2 sacks. Myles Garrett gets a sack. Okay, yeah, we've got this thing rolling here. I'm pretty excited. I think we can win a Super Bowl. Let's fucking go, guys. 6-point win over the Giants, moving on to the Super Bowl. We end up getting it. It's an overtime win. We get a walk-off touchdown in overtime. Jackson Dart outplays Josh Allen. Josh Allen actually doesn't have a bad game, but doesn't throw for any touchdowns. But 5 rushing touchdowns. 5 rushing touchdowns between Josh Jacobs, who runs for over 150 yards, and Chuba Hubbard, who has 52 yards and 3 TDs. So this vertical zone run, pretty damn good. Vertical zone run. If we can get a Christian McCaffrey with the Broncos or the Eagles offensive line and do a vertical zone run, I think that we can dominate. Dominate. I'm really liking the idea of changing the scheme around. I'm glad that I saw that AC Shear does that, because that definitely is helpful in this challenge. All right, so we have a Super Bowl matchup against the Steelers, the 1 seed versus the 1 seed. It's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers I didn't make any changes. I didn't touch anybody from the Steelers. So this is just the straight up Steelers team gets the 1 seed and moves into the Super Bowl against the Panthers. All right, so we're jumping in just because I want to get the reaction if we do end up winning the game at the end. I've already simmed through the first quarter. We're up 7-0, and Pittsburgh. Okay, so we get nothing so we're still up 7-0 going into the second half. I think Pittsburgh starts with the ball in the second half. No, we do. We score a touchdown, go up 14-0. Okay, so we're going into the fourth quarter up 14-0. Can we get this first Super Bowl and go 19-1? Let's see. I'm just going to go to the end of the game. Should give me the reaction at the end, right? Let's fucking go. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. It's raining in San Francisco, but it's also raining with confetti. There we go. Who's that? Charles Woodson delivering the Super Bowl trophy with a crazed look on his face. For some reason, the Super Bowl, the Lombardi is black, but they got Roger Goodell looking older than he actually is, which is hard. Let's go. Okay, so 19-1 with the Panthers. I think that's pretty good. I think that is pretty good. I want to look at. So Josh Allen, again, no touchdowns. Many a game he scored no touchdowns for us. But Josh Allen is pretty good. Josh Jacobs, we ran the ball, 17 times between Josh Jacobs, Josh Allen, and Chuba Hubbard. Scored 2 touchdowns. He fumbled. We almost ran for under 50 yards. Just over 50 yards is what we ran for in the Super Bowl. But Devonta Smith goes for almost 100 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes pretty good. Jamar Chase, Josh Allen, they haven't sinned as well as you would think they would. We've gone 19-1 with both of those players on, but Devonta Smith and Amon-Ra St. Brown have done better. Maybe it's just because Jamar Chase attracts all that attention. That's why those players do better. I'm not really sure, but fact of the matter is that we won the Super Bowl and went 19-1, so that's pretty damn good. All right, I want to look at the yearly stats just to get an idea of how to actually go 20-0. So Josh Allen, again, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. It's not bad. I think this is just for the regular season, but I'm not sure. Only 208 rushing yards, but Josh Jacobs did really, really well. No 1,000-yard receivers, which is very interesting. Jamar Chase had less than 70 receptions and less than 1,000 yards. That's really interesting to see as well. I don't know if that's... You would think that vertical zone run would be a passing offense. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But defense, Myles Garrett, pretty good. This other dude gets almost 14 sacks because Myles Garrett's on the other side. So that is pretty good. I think Myles Garrett is for sure one that you want to get on your team. Interceptions, basically no interceptions. We were not causing turnovers in that way, but Christian Gonzalez does get 3 of them. All right, so all in all, I think it's pretty damn good. So there you have it. All in all, I'm pretty happy with that as our 3rd attempt. If we can get lucky with spins like that again, maybe we can actually get this thing done here in the reasonable near future, but we'll see. I am trying to figure out what I want to do with this channel. I haven't been playing College Football 26 because honestly, I'm bored of that game. College Football 27, I know, made an announcement, so you'll probably see some things that I'll talk about College Football 27. We've got the covers and everything now, so I'll talk about that, but I don't think I'm going to do that many College Football 26 videos before College Football 27. I also want to integrate some older games. I want to try to bring in some sports games that are not directly Madden or 2K or things like that. I want to play NBA Ballers. I want to play NBA The Run that's coming out. I want to do that kind of stuff and try to expand this channel a little bit. It came out as more Bucky Barracks. It's basically been a video game channel or College Football 26 channel really for the most part, but I want to expand it a little bit and have a little bit more fun with this because it is a second channel. So I want it to be a little bit more my personality and what I would have fun with as opposed to just trying to make these straightforward videos. So let me know what games you like from, the past or non straightforward sports games Playgrounds or NBA Street or those kind of games that you would like me to play at some point or different challenges you'd like me to do on different sports games. So keep tuned for that. I'm going to try out some new things, so you'll be seeing some new things on this channel if you're currently subscribed. But if you like this and if you think I can go 20-0, make sure that you subscribe to more Bucky Barracks for more.